Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Scream, and welcome back to another day in Destiny 2 for some more Destiny 2 news and the final shape. The first day of Revenant Intel. We have the launch of the new episode today. Make of it what you will. I know episodes seem a lot like seasons, but we're going to call them episodes so long as Bungie decides to do so. Whole bunch of new things we're going to cover today. We have a new exotic grenade launcher, the launch of the new dungeon on Friday, which will be a world's first raid race for a dungeon. So the first time we've done that. That will award the new exotic, the Icebreaker, which will be returning from D1. I'm sure everybody's very excited. I know I am. Definitely going to be the thing that I play for, particularly at the beginning of this season, I think. It's going to be my sort of driving force. We have some new exotic armor. We have a new power grind to 2010. That's for your gear score. That's your new pinnacle up from 2000. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we have a couple of new exotic glitches. One around the new exotic grenade launcher and one with an old school exotic weapon that we'll cover towards the end of the video. If you enjoyed this content, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on the bell to post notifications so you never miss out on any future Destiny 2, The Final Shape, episodes, Revenant, content like this. You can also follow me on Instagram. It'll be linked in the description box down below. Remember, any of those things I just mentioned also enter you into any future giveaways on this YouTube channel. We do one every 1,000 subscribers, so you never want to miss out. We're almost to 82,000 subscribers, and when and if we reach 100,000, we'll be giving away an Xbox or a PlayStation or a video card if you play on PC. You can also stick around till the end of the video for the secret hashtag you can leave in the comment section to be entered into that next giveaway a second time for this video. So as you'll get into the game, you'll discover all the new activities. Wants you to play a little bit of Onslaught. They'll take you through how you can craft potions now. To be honest, I love the new social space as they've moved the helm to the actual last city, but apparently somebody forgot to tell the helm, because the helm is actually glitched out at the moment, and when you're in the helm, you'll notice, though you're supposed to be looking over the last city, I don't know what happened exactly in the cutscene where it seemed like we were about to crash, and then all of a sudden here we were in the last city, and looking up, the ship that we were in that was about to crash was parked next to the tower. Though if you're actually in the helm or the ship that you were supposedly going to crash in, you'll notice if you look out the window, there's nothing there. You're just in a loading box. So, yeah. Maybe somebody wants to tell Bungie about that because, well, I mean, did they just forget? I don't know. Anyway, the rest of the social space, or down where you're going to be turning in your quests, where you're going to be crafting potions, that's really cool. Way different than what I was expecting, and certainly something that I can tell effort was put into. But is it misplaced effort? Was a really pretty new social space that really only serves as a pretty new social space. There's no Easter eggs or anything in there, at least not yet. I would like stuff like that if we're going to be putting so much effort into such a great area. I want to explore it. I want to be there for more time than it takes for me to just run from where I spawn into the potion crafter or to Spider, who is now back. I'm glad to see Spider back as a character, though. So, just a little interesting glitch that I noticed today. Somebody forgot to tell the helm to load into the new spot. Now, as far as the new exotic grenade launcher goes, which if you have the season pass, you'll be able to buy immediately or get from your season pass as soon as you sign in today. There is a perk on this weapon which apparently allows you to spawn both special and heavy grenade ammo, and apparently this particular perk is glitched a bit and will work on immune enemies. So if you're doing things like Gambit or any endgame activity where the enemy is immune and you have to take out a wave of ads, you can essentially build up a ton of ammo in that period just by using the new exotic grenade launcher. It's also a very good weapon, I would say. An interesting, well, it's just interesting to see a primary grenade launcher, and one that's stasis is cool, but the fact that you won't run out of ammo, I think it's going to be a meta weapon, at least for the short period. I don't know how long it'll play after this season, but the fact that champions are in the grenade launcher meta this season, or at least we will have champion mods for grenade launchers this season. I think it's going to play pretty well. So just something to note on that. I don't know if this is going to get fixed, but at least for the foreseeable future, so at least the next week, you will be able to get a ton of special and heavy ammo simply by shooting immune enemies with the new grenade launcher, whose name I just can't pronounce at the moment. But let me know in the comments, and I'll give you another entry into the next giveaway for this video how exactly it's pronounced. There's a couple other things. If you're doing the mission, there's a few places on Europa that are specific that you have to find. I was able to find one of them, I think, by the Lost Sector, but generally everything is in this area, and the other one is very close to the entrance of the Strike on Europa, whose name I also can't remember, and you can let me know in the comments for another entry. But the little points on the ground, they're these little nodes that you have to pick up, and I just found them really hard to see. So I don't know if it's going to be something that's selectable. You might not have to do this particular part of the bounty, or if this was a prerequisite for the seasonal stuff, because there is a point where you can kind of pick your own. But I did just want to point it out because it was very small and very difficult to see. Big shout out to my buddy Sinister for finding it for us in this case and in the previous case. Like I said, it's over on the opposite side near where you would enter the Strike. I can't remember which Strike it is, but the one on Europa that we do for the Nightfall fairly often. Now on to farming power and the new exotics. So if you go over to Master Raoul, very much like what we had added, I thought it was a bug at first. It still might be a bug that became a feature, but essentially, if you have enough materials, you can upgrade Raoul to Tier 3 exotic focusing as soon as you sign in today. So you just need to go to the final page on your exotic tier focusing page. Focus as many as you need to. You'll get a lot of XP, a ton of XP from focusing one exotic. So you probably will need to focus maybe 15 exotics in order to unlock the next page of exotic focusing, which will have the new exotic armor on all three classes. There's a chest piece for the warlocks, boots for the titan, and a helmet for the hunters. So if you just want to head right in and pick up those new exotics, you can, and they will be dropping at power, so you can use that to also power up. All exotics will be dropping at your new power scale. So they essentially are pinnacles. As far as other power grind stuff goes, the core activities, Onslaught is going to be, I think, a thing to do this season, especially through the new seasonal event kind of thing. So, but I just wanted to reiterate that. I think a lot of people are always confused by this at the beginning of the season of how power works. Exotics will always drop at the new power scaling cap. So if you want the new exotics as well as a good power farm, that's the fastest way to do it. You will, of course, need materials, but you know, we didn't drop that much power, so doing things like the Nightfall or Legendary Lost Sectors, anything that's going to net you a lot of exotics quickly, that's going to be the best thing you want to farm. And I leave it up to the players to decide whether or not they want to play Gambit, Vanguard, or Crucible. Note that there is a Pathfinder node in all three playlists now, so you can get another pinnacle that way to help on your power grind. I actually prefer the Vanguard playlist. I just think it's the fastest thing to do and rewards you the most net stuff if you can do a Nightfall or something like that. This week, I believe it is the Lightblade Strike, which is not the fastest, so maybe not this week, but yeah, that's going to be the fastest way, especially with the new Pathfinder and then just getting a whole bunch of exotics going to Master Raoul and cashing them in. You're going to be getting a whole bunch of materials from doing the Nightfall as well, so I think it's just the best one. Just overall materials you get. I know you can get a lot of different specific stuff from Gambit, but I just always find that you get the most materials from doing the high-level Nightfalls. Nightfall's also got a rework, so you'll be able to sort of pick and choose your rewards or what you want to focus on, though I think you have to unlock that a little bit before you can actually do it. And the last thing I wanted to discuss is the glitched return, and probably the first time I've used it in almost 3 years, of the last word. So this weapon, very much a meta weapon for people who love hand cannons. I haven't used it in a while because it was just not something I could ever really get my head around how to use properly on a controller. Though I've heard it's actually really good on controller, but it's something just, I don't know, doesn't work for me with it. But I'm going to be using it a lot more now. I used to love it in D1, so maybe this will bring me back to using it and getting some practice with it. But at the moment, it is 2-tapping with a hip fire. And it is definitely a glitch. This is not meant to work this way. It's doing the kind of damage where, as you can see here, as this test on my buddy Sinister shows, the health just kind of disappears. It's not so much a, yeah, like that. You kind of just instant kill them almost. And this is primarily with the hip fire. I think you have to hit 2 headshots, but even just hip firing and hitting the body, you're going to have a really fast time to kill. Again, I haven't tested it myself, so I don't know exactly how fast, but you can see in that clip how quick it actually was. And this is a few clips of me using it just in the Crucible. I was having a lot of fun with it. You know, I think sometimes a broken weapon like this is all you need to bring a whole bunch of people back to the Crucible. And it doesn't mean that it has to stay this way forever, but sometimes just having something like this for a few weeks where it gets people who maybe aren't frequent Crucible players, who need a weapon as overpowered as this is right now to actually compete with the general populace or just the people who play all the time. You know, it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing in the short term. But I'm going to enjoy it. And I actually think that, you know, given the way that this weapon actually functions, having a 2-shot hip-fire headshot is kind of neat. You know, like maybe that's, you know, exotics are supposed to kind of feel that way. So let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below, or if you're going to be using the last word a little bit more now that it's so broken, or any of the other comments that I asked for in this video. Remember, any of them will also give you an entry into the next giveaway another time for this video. If you've watched till this point in the video, you can also leave a hashtag Revenant or Revenant. It's a Revenant. Yeah, I said Revenant. It's a Revenant in the comment section, or a hashtag the final shape in the comment section down below for another entry into the next giveaway for this video. And that is going to conclude all the information for today. Hopefully you enjoyed the content, and hopefully you're enjoying the new episode. And as always, I am Wilhelm Scream. Thanks so much for watching, subscribing, and commenting. And of course, we will see you next time.